remember Tom the first year in Botswana when he was competing. I had sunglasses on the whole time when he was doing it because I was crying. I had tears in my eyes the whole time, man, because it's, you know, it's that raw emotion that, you know,
and
Liz,
you're a fair bit older than Tom as well, aren't you? So you're like almost like a father figure anyway, aren't you?
I guess, I mean, yeah, I mean, because Tom and I spend so much time together, we train together, we travel together, you know, we do a lot. So, I mean, I know Tom's potential. We all know Tom's potential. But what I would hate for Tom to do is get involved in the wrong people that are taking advantage of Tom. So, like, I really try and, not that there is anyone, protecting, that's all it is. I just want the best for Tom, and I want him to live up to his true potential, I think, as we all do. So, I'd say a father figure to a certain point. You know, sometimes maybe I make a few bad choices, as we all do. So hopefully Tom doesn't follow in those footsteps. But
maybe somewhere in between father and brother figure.
Father. Maybe somewhere in between there. Yeah.
When Tom was sort of bursting on the scene, there's a lot of people online saying he's going to be the next world's strongest man and stuff like that. And yeah, we can all see that potential. But I've seen so many youngsters burn out very, very quickly. And I was just like, just let him keep progressing. Let him, don't put that pressure on him. And then all of a sudden he's really blossomed, and it's great to see, and he's coping with it brilliantly. But I think often that these youngsters, especially when they get good very quickly, you see it with Kevin Nee. Kevin Nee was a great example. I've got Kevin coming on actually at some point. So looking forward to chatting to him. But he was the youngest guy ever to get to Worlds. At 19 years old, he was competing at World's Strongest Man, deadlifting 400 kilos, you know, one of the strongest guys on the planet at the time. And the 400 kilos back then was monstrous. You know, it wasn't like now where everyone deadlifts 400 kilos. It was probably a handful of guys, that was it. And, you know, everyone was talking big things about him. By 24, he was finished.
Shame, man. Yeah,
and
I remember.
I've seen like, do you remember Jack McIntosh?
Yeah, Big Jack.
Really great athlete, you know, British athlete. And then he vanished. And I've seen it so many times with like these youngsters that they come on the scene really quickly and then they don't keep progressing.
Like, that's what my worry was with Tom, actually, when he did first come on the scene. You know, it was 1 minute he was kind of this scrawny little bugger of a boy, and then, you know, the next minute he's lifting 300 kilo deadlift in the gym. And I'm like, where did that come from? You know, it's just over the course of like a few months. And because I was working away all the time, I'd left them in the capable hands of another good friend of mine, a boy, Matthew Forth. So when Tom first came to the gym, he probably won't tell you this, but when he first came to the gym, Tom was very, very shy with his Asperger's and stuff. So he'd come in, his head would be down like that. He wouldn't say anything to anyone. So I introduced him to a couple of guys, and Matt, really good friend, brilliant guy, so much patience with Tom. So when I went offshore for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, Matt would train with him, and literally the only words they said was, hi. Tom would say hi, and then bye. That was it. Like, just Matt would lead the session, show Tom what to do. And because of that kind of patience with Matt and a couple of other guys, that really kind of helped Tom kind of blossom into, I mean, you see Tom now, he's full of beans and chatting and just a big dafty now. He's just on a different planet. But yeah, back then, so it was just trying to be really patient with him and try and kind of teach him the techniques and stuff. And that's the most important thing when you're young, is to really install that technique, is get that and then building it and then lift the heavier stuff. You know, it's just, like you say, it's just that curve. As long as the curve's always going up, it's, we're all good. As soon as you start to kind of drop down, you need to reassess your training and your diet or whatever else it is you want to look into. So yeah, definitely progression and consistency. That's the number one for me over anything.